Have you done your homework? Did you do your homework? What's the difference? You guessed it. It's present perfect. Grammar is extremely important in the IELTS exam for clear, coherent, and advanced communication to get those high band scores in your speaking and writing. Have you ever moved to a completely different city or country? If so, how was the experience?
I have moved to a different city for my current job. However, I've not moved outside Goa. My experience so far has been pretty good as I have gained greater independence. And just last weekend, I was out till 4 a.m. in the morning with my friends, something I would have definitely not done had I been living with my parents.
The basic rule behind present perfect is you need a subject like I, the auxiliary verb have or has, depending on the subject, she has, he has, they have, the past participle of the verb gone, go, went, gone, and the object. They have gone to Europe. She has gone to Europe. This is the basic structure. But what does it actually mean? What does it actually do in the language? The present perfect in English is used to indicate and emphasize expectations. When you expect a person to do a task, it is good to use the present perfect. Native speakers will feel this difference. In fact, there are 5 reasons that native English speakers use the present perfect: to show experience, achievement, expectation, change over time, and repetition over time. It is very important that you understand these reasons for using present perfect. When most people think about present perfect, they simply think it's subject, auxiliary verb have, past participle, like studied, and then the object, English, meaning that it started at some time in the past, continued until the present, and will likely continue on into the future. Have you ever performed a dance in front of an audience?
Yes, I have. I have performed at various dance recitals over the years, to which people have been attending from over a dozen to hundreds. Just last month, we have performed at a friend's wedding and we put a bit of a show for 200 or so attendees.
Of course, this is the grammatical rules behind present perfect and the timeline. But it's the reasons that make present perfect extremely useful. You will notice that in IELTS speaking, the later questions of part 1 will use the present perfect. Then more and more questions in part 3 will also target present perfect. That's because advanced communication focuses on the emphasis of experience, achievements, expectations, change over time, and repetition over time. Or the opposite, like I haven't done my homework. This means that I did not fulfill the expectation of the teacher. However, clearly the teacher hasn't given up. They still expect that I will do my homework. This is why we use the present perfect. The expectation started in the past, it continues until now, and then will continue into the future. Let's talk about newspaper and magazine. How often do you read a newspaper, and how about a magazine?
I haven't bought a paper magazine or newspaper as long as I remember. I may have flipped through one in a superstore, but that's about it. But I do follow subscriptions on my mobile. I read a magazine called Femina on internet every week.
In order to learn grammar effectively, not only for the IELTS, but for your everyday communication, You really have to understand the reasons behind grammar. And this is the methodology behind our world-class courses. When you join up to be a premium member of our websites, aehelp.com for academic IELTS or gieltshelp.com for general IELTS, you will not only learn good English, but you will learn useful English. Make sure to practice present perfect lots before you sit your IELTS exam. In the case of achievement, the examiner may ask, have you ever won a competition? Yes, I have. I have won gold medal in badminton. Again, this shows that you have conquered an achievement, and this will be yours forever. It happened in the past when you won the tournament. You won that gold medal, and it's still yours, and it will be yours into the future. Emphasizing experience is perhaps the most common way to use present perfect. Have you ever visited Europe? Have you ever been to New York? Yes, I have visited many different metropolitan areas around the world. I have been to New York, I have been to Paris, and I have visited Dubai. This is emphasizing that you have gained experiences in these places. Again, make sure to reflect the grammar of questions in the IELTS speaking. If the examiner asks you, have you traveled to another country? Immediately respond with, yes, I have. This will send your grammatical range and accuracy skyrocketing for those higher band scores. An example of using present perfect to emphasize repetition would be like, how many times have you seen Star Wars? I have seen Star Wars, the movie, at least 4 or 5 times. This means that it happened in the past, the repetition continued until now, and you might repeat this activity again in the future. You might watch Star Wars 1 or 2 more times, depending on how much you really like the film. The opposite is also true. I haven't seen any Star Wars movies, not even once. In speaking part 1, the examiner might ask you, how often have you been on the metro? I haven't been on the subway even once. This shows that this repetition has never occurred. Change over time is often emphasized with present perfect. Like when your relatives show up and they're like, wow, you have grown so much since I've last seen you. This means that they're emphasizing the change and the surprise of how much you have changed since they last visited. Or the opposite. Wow, this neighborhood hasn't changed at all since we were here 20 years ago, meaning that there is a lack of change. Have you ever changed your opinion about a color over time? And if so, which color and why did your opinion change?
Yes, I have changed my opinion about the color yellow over time. In my younger years, I used to associate yellow with brightness and positivity. But as I grew up, I developed a preference for more calm and subtle colors. Yellow started to appear too vibrant and too energetic for my taste. And I found myself gravitating towards more softer and muted tones. And hence, over the time, I've changed my opinion about yellow as my personal preferences and style has evolved.
So when the concepts of achievement, expectation, change over time, repetition over time, and experience come to mind, make sure to use present perfect so that it becomes a natural part of your English arsenal. And you can improve to get those high band scores the next time you sit your IELTS exam. To get access to all of our videos, practice exams, interactive course, and an app for your phone, visit and join our premium IELTS package at aehelp.com. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. Just listen to what this student has to say.
Hey everyone, this is Aishwarya. So today I'm going to reveal how I scored a 7.5 band with just a week's preparation in my very first attempt. I highly recommend going through Academic English Help YouTube channel as well as the website. Thank you all.
Begin learning for success. Join now.
Subscribe to our channel. Click over here. Watch another video. Click right up here. And click our IELTS Hero to join our premium package and get access to all of our videos, practice exams, and a fully interactive course.